What's up? My name is Fiorella.
Oh, hi, thanks for checking in. I'm still a piece of garbage.
And we just reached 300 subscribers, so as a gift from me to you, I'll be making the thing you call aesthetic music, which is actually lo-fi on Soundtrap. I already made a video like this, which was your guys' favorite video of mine with like 23,000 views-ish. But that video was almost 1 year ago, so this is a much more perfected version of what I did there. This user also asked me to make a less in-depth video about it, so consider this that as well. Let's get started. The first thing you want to do to get that lo-fi vibe is get the vinyl effect or sound. And basically I just click this because these are like the ones, my favorites. So the things I've saved this sound because I use it a lot, which is something I recommend too. If you find something in these like gallery part that you know you're going to use a lot in the future, then mark it as your favorite. This is in German because that's my second language, but yeah. Mark it as your favorite so you can find it quickly. So I put the effect in. It's called Vinyl 1 for people that are new to my channel and haven't seen me insert this before. I have it here. By clicking this thing you can loop it, which I'm gonna do because this song is definitely not gonna be as short as that little clip that came in. And next we are going to set the BPM. Now I am not a music genius, okay? I don't really study music that much, but one thing I do recommend doing is looking at BPMs for songs that you like and taking the same BPM. Don't copy the song, but you can take the same BPM if you're doing a song of the same genre. So what I did, I went and googled lo-fi BPM. They recommend something between 70 and 90 beats per minute. We're just gonna go with what it says here, 88. I'm just gonna click that and I'm gonna set it to 88. That's a metronome that tells you when each beat has to hit. Now we're gonna do the beat. Click the plus, click the drums, and then select the sound you want. I really like this one. It's a very modern drum set, which I enjoy using. Put your beats in with patterns, instruments, or you can draw the notes for your beats in. Personally, this is the step I struggle the most with because I really don't know what beat to make. But what gets me out of that producer's block is to just play around with it and not be afraid of what can come out. But to spare you some time, I'll come back to you once I have my beat down, and then I'll show you a couple more interesting things that we can do with it. Alright, so it's been exactly 5 minutes and this is the beat I came up with. I think it's okay. It's kind of jumpy, kind of catchy. We're gonna go with it. But what I wanted to show you is this. To add your own little spice and style to your beat or melody, you can mess around with the effects and buttons. There are these and there are also like a few more once you click the thing below that says add effects. And then here you have a whole other selection, and to test them out to see what they would do, you can click these little play buttons. I like to add reverb, so that's what I'm gonna do now. I'm also gonna add bass, and I'm just gonna play around with it until I am happy and I feel like I've made it better. So I'm done with that, but my computer's having a mental breakdown, so I'm gonna put the volume down a little bit. And another thing that I forgot to mention is that the volume was around here, and I put it down a bit because it's only like background noise to fill in the lo-fi a little bit, but it can't be more, it shouldn't be louder than the beat or the melody. So I'm gonna put that down a little bit to see if my computer can calm itself down so I can hear the thing properly. Also, I made this loop by just clicking it. You can unloop it by clicking it again, and once it's purple, it's looping. Okay, finally my computer is back to normal. Okay, so that's the part for the beat. This next tip that I'm going to give you is huge. To make your lo-fis way more interesting, you need to layer them. So basically what I'm gonna do now is an intro. As you know, we have this. We have this beat that I just showed you, that I just played around with effects. Make another beat. We're going to do the same thing we did before, the vanilla one, and we're going to make a simpler version of this. We're not gonna add that many hi-hats. Maybe we're not gonna add snares. We're gonna do a simpler version of our main beat. You can duplicate it and then put it at the end of the song as an outro again. If you're listening to a song and it's the same thing looping over and over and over, you're gonna click off. You're not gonna like the song. You need to keep switching it up. either with the melody or the beat. See if these two match, I'm gonna put them under each other. I think I already showed you both of them, but now that I look at it, I'm pretty happy with it. They don't match up exactly the same, but I kind of dig it. Like, once you follow through with this tutorial, you will get to the question, okay, hold up. But I added effects to my main beat. Do I have to go through the process of adding the exact effects to my intro beat as well? No, you don't. All you have to do is just move this, like give it some space, and then put the intro beat into this track. And because the effects you added them into the track, not just into this thing. So now this intro beat will have the same effects on it. Do you notice the difference? From here, okay, listen closely to this one. And now here. The second one is a lot softer, which I don't really like for this beat. I'm feeling more of a like. Next, we do the melody. Okay, so I'm gonna go about the melody the same way I went with the beat. I'm gonna do the melody or the chords for the main part first. Then I'm gonna make that simpler to put it in the intro or outro. Usually I start with the chords and then I make the melody out of notes that are in the chords. I feel like that's a safe way to make less mistakes, like less musical mistakes with the notes. Just click on the plus, select your instrument, which in my case, I'm gonna pick piano, and then you can just select your sound. I'm gonna go select the sound, make chords, and then I'll show you what I came up with. When I was looking for the sound I wanted to use for my keyboard, I found this one thing called Crushy Pad, and I really liked that. That kind of inspired me, and then I just started messing around, and then I found something that I would like to use as my intro even before I started to do the chords. So I did the intro first. I just went with the inspiration, go with the flow. If the flow even arrives, in some points it doesn't, and then I just go by step. But here it did. Here I found the inspiration, and then I did this. And then that kind of inspired me to do these chords that we have over here. In my last Lo-Fi video, you saw me flipping over my computer and playing on the keyboard, like taking the computer keyboard and playing the notes on that, but I don't do that anymore. I found a way more professional way to do this. What I do is I go to this thing over here and then I draw the notes in. I do use the keyboard to find the melody first, but once I actually record it, I use this thing over here because there's these lines, and these help you get the melody right on beat to master your beats per minute. What I'm going to do next is to push or drag, however you want to say. I'm gonna get this down here because I actually added way more effects on this one than I did on this one, so this is kind of irrelevant. And I'm gonna make simpler chords out of this to put here. And then I'm gonna make a melody out of this and put it here. So it's night now, but that's okay. We still vibing. I got them LED lights. I took a break because I had some really important stuff to do. But anyways, I finished the chords for the intro melody, and I finished the melody for the main part chords, which is over here. I want to add either a bass or string. Do you hear that? I'm gonna go with the bass. I learned music theory in a German school, so for me it's not B, it's H. It's so delayed, oh my god. Okay. Yes, I think that helped. Now that we have that, I'm going to show you what the melodies and the chords I made, and we're going to layer them, finally, and we're going to be done once we layer the whole thing. These are the chords. Chords alone. the main part. And the melody alone completely would be this. To do now. I already know that I'm going to put the chords first and then make the melody come in. I could do that, or I could make the melody come in first instead, which would sound like this. Don't know what's better. You guys tell me, what do you like first? I mean, it's not like you can change anything for this one, but for the next track I make, what do you prefer? If the melody comes first or if the chords come first? I think I'm even gonna move the beats a bit. Okay, let's see. The amount of times I've said let's see is probably not ideal. I hate that little sound it's making. If you want to collab, hit me up, give me your email in the comments, or you can DM me on my Instagram, which I will link down below. I also do producer tags for people. I've done them before and that's really fun for me to do. Okay, and now my problem is the transition between the intro and the main part. I did this. So here we have the chords, the melody, the bass. Okay, these are the chords for the intro, and these are the chords for the main part. And this is the melody, and this is chords, melody, and here's nothing for this. But yeah, I get it could be a little bit confusing once you look at it. This is the first beat, this is the second beat. And then here, what I did to transition it is just a pause. Slowly, I bring in the chords. Then on the second round of the chords, I bring in the melody. Then once the melody is introduced, we get with the bass. I remove the chords for like a bit so you can notice that there's a bass. And then you hear them all together. Then I remove the bass. Then I remove the melody and beat. I feel like once the beat isn't there, you feel like, okay, this is kind of coming to an end. And then I fade it out. If I were to make this fade out, then I would grab this little dot over here and then just drag it. I'm gonna copy paste this. You have to select it and make sure it's like dark. The color gets darker. That's how you select it. And then you right click. Oof. And then you click the thing that has these squares and says copy. And then I'm just gonna paste it. Please also let me know what other Soundtrap videos you would like to see from me. I realized that Soundtrap is the content people like to see the most on my channel. I do need to know, what do you want to see? Like, for example, this video was a request from someone. I am taking requests, so feel free to like leave them in the comments and stuff. Alright, so now that I've copied the whole intro to the end, I'm going to layer this. And there you have it, guys. This is how you make aesthetic music on Soundtrap. You will find the song at the end of this video. If you like this video and you would like to see more, or you need more help on how to do these tutorials and stuff, I have 2 other videos for Soundtrap that explain a lot as well. If you would like me to explain a new genre that I haven't explained before, then let me know. Comment it down below. I really want to take your guys' requests. I'll be working on it. Subscribe if you enjoy this type of content. And I hope you have a great day and a great time producing. Bye!